The mission of this channel is to give you simple, comprehensive, immediately implementable action that you can follow through and become strong. It even says that on the channel banner. It says, become strong through simple, comprehensive, immediately implementable action. But what does that mean? And more importantly, what does it look like? Today I'm going to talk to you guys about what I think is a key ingredient in becoming strong. And when I say becoming strong, I don't mean doing things like this. I mean being able to take a moment, take your environment that is often chaotic, and still be able to pause. And so the topic for today and the tool I'm going to give you is mindfulness. What I believe to be the skill and the practice of pause. So how does this relate to your everyday life? Because at the end of the day, I want to give you guys things that you can use in your everyday life to become stronger. Well, let me give you an example. Have you ever gotten home from work and you just all of a sudden are snacking? Have you ever been talking to someone and just noticed this bubbling feeling inside of you that you're all of a sudden you're just shouting back at the person? Have you ever, if you've ever started doing something without realizing you're doing it, if you've ever been somewhere and seen a situation escalate or change without you realizing why it's happening, change abruptly, change chaotically, randomly, you don't really know why things are happening, why you're doing things, why people are doing things. It's because this is just the way life is. But we can start to understand why things happen if we become mindful. How do we become mindful? So taking the example of coming home from a long day of work and realizing that you have food in your hand, your bag is still in your hand, you haven't taken off any of your work clothes, you're kind of still within the work mode without realizing it, yet you're already consuming things. You don't really have a sense of stopping one thing and starting another. What you can do is, like I just demonstrated, is pause. And what this allows is, it allows you a moment to let things come to you. And I'll give you an example. It can help even in conversation. In that moment, when you just find yourself reacting and find yourself reacting angrily, screaming back at the person, at your manager that's getting on your case about the file that you didn't save, or the item that you didn't organize, or the task that you didn't do. In the middle of your conversation, take a moment in your mind to just press the pause button and just let whatever is happening happen for a second. I know this sounds weird, but I promise you, you might notice something. You might notice that instead of things happening to you, you start to be able to observe better, and you start to be able to predict. You'll start to get to a point where you know what people are going to say before they even say it. And it won't all... that sound distracted me for a second. It won't only be helpful in conversations with other people. It will be helpful in moments when you're alone as well. One practice that I implore you to begin is when you're eating, and by the way, this is the solution to a lot of things, mindfulness. And it's a simple one, but it's a difficult one. When you're eating, after you've taken a few spoonfuls, when you're halfway through your meal, take a moment to just stop. You know, a lot of people talk about in their weight loss journey or in their dieting that they know what they need to do, but they just aren't doing it. You know, it's like you watch Weight Watchers, or you watch, or sorry, not watching, but you watch these like, Biggest Loser, and these revelation, these like huge changes in what people's physique look like, huge life changes. They went from 300 pounds down to a very healthy body, for example. And you wonder, how did they do it? One practice that I would implore you to do is pause in the middle of your meal and just take a second to realize, man, this tastes good. I'm happy that I'm able to eat. There's many people that don't have a stable food source coming to them every day. They gotta worry about what they have to eat and everything. But for a lot of you, that's not the case. You take a moment and that comes to you, like I was talking about. You take that moment and other things to come to you. You start realizing things that you wanted to do throughout the day. Oh, after I'm done eating, I kind of want to go do that thing I've been putting off. So different things start to come to you. And you start to not be the one that is having things happen to them. You are not just a passive part of your life. You are the active. You are observing, and through your observation, you are able to begin to dictate some things in a way that you actually want. And so that, the practice of when things are kind of chaotic, there's a lot of noise, there's things happening, and you don't feel in control. It's like a bunch of stuff the ability to pause puts things in perspective, lets you be able to think, and gives you control. That is what I think mindfulness is, the practice of pause, and I believe it's a big part of becoming strong. So there, today, is your one tool that you can do right now, aka your simple, comprehensive, immediately implementable tool. Make sure to keep an open mind, keep doing, and stay positive. Thanks for watching.